Good afternoon, ladies and gents. How's it going? I hope everyone is well and you've got over the disappointment, the crushing disappointment of my last perfectly reasonable, civilised, gentlemanly video being removed. Considering how much the Silicon Valley talks about justice, not very self-aware. You know, folks like me, I don't particularly see myself as anything other than a centrist who wants people to obey the rule of law. But I think even I'd have the self-awareness, even if I was very far left, I think I'd have the self-awareness to know that if I lived in somewhere like Silicon Valley, I would be aware of the fact that I inhabit perhaps the most socially liberal 25 miles of real estate on planet Earth. Like, that's a fact. That little tiny square of land is further to the left than 99.99% of planet Earth. And you would think that at least have the self-awareness to try and say, hey, hang on lads, maybe we're a little bit heavy-handed with our treatment of normal people, because history has shown that that type of thing doesn't make everybody go, whoa man, look how fair and reasonable and logical these people are. You know, I'm gonna see things their way from now on. It doesn't, it makes you angry. When you spend a lot of time and effort doing something and the whole world's talking about an issue, it's all across the fucking airwaves in England, and you just get slapped down within 10 minutes of talking about it. It doesn't make you go, you know what, I'm going to be much more reasonable in future. And I can totally see why people just lose their rag and become unreasonable. And I'll do my best, as always, to reject collectivist ideology and carry on thinking for myself. But to say it didn't wind me up would be a lie. Anyway, let's get on with the show, shall we? For those of you that haven't seen it, this is YouTube's premiere BBC News Roundup. I use the term news very loosely because the vast majority of it isn't news. It's postmodernist ideology, identity politics, man love and fluff for the most part. But there is a bit of news on there. I'll do one serious story before we kick off, shall we? This one I want to cover because it proves me right, frankly. That's why I want to cover it. Bear in mind, it's about fucking 95 degrees today here in California, and I've had to turn the air conditioning off. So if I'm sweating like Jimmy Savile at the soft play area, you know why. It's not a medical condition. Right, so this one is the care home lockdown sent my senile granddad into a spiral of decline. Alright, well, 99% of humanity didn't see that coming, did they? As I wheeled my granddad up the ramp into a taxi which would take him away into the care home, I repeated the white lie my family agreed might make this painful scenario easier. You're going to see the physio and you look after your leg and you'll be able to get better. Thankfully, his dementia meant he couldn't understand what was happening or where he was going. My granny and I were raw with emotion. He's a tough old bloke, rough and tumble, always living his life, enjoying it, telling people ageing wasn't for sissies and just, generally being a cool old fella. But he got locked in his house for 6 months and all of a sudden it wasn't looking too good for Grandpa. There's numerous stories on here. There's another one from Julie Hales, a writer in Dorset, said she's really struggled to have meaningful contact with her 90-year-old mother. The pandemic's changed everything. Basically, there's just half a dozen cases of completely ruined lives from the lockdown. So, just putting out there, my man Peter Hitchens and me and large swathes of the British community that doesn't work in Parliament saw this coming 10 miles away. And if you throw in the deaths and the misery, just the misery, even if someone doesn't die, if you put someone through 6 months of misery, it's not a good thing, is it? Strapping me to a rack for a few weeks wouldn't kill me, but I don't think I'd be very happy about it. That in itself is a form of cruelty, unnecessary suffering and cruelty, and it's just worse. So as I keep saying, right, add it all up. We've got 50,000 dead, but that's definitely been inflated. Definitely. We've already talked about that one in another video. I'll link it. Probably by a factor of, 10, 15,000. So you're probably looking at the 30s, and of them, 99% of them are going to be pensioners. And instead we've got dead from heart attacks, dead from cancer, dead from preventable illnesses, Dead from depression, suicide, battered wives, abused children, no school, economy in ruins. Just the daftest, stupidest, much short-sighted thing ever, but the exact type of thing you'd expect from our government, who couldn't navigate their way out of a fucking hedge maze with a map tattooed on the fucking arse. There you go. I don't want to go on about the serious stuff. You don't come here for that. This is the BBC website. You don't go to the BBC website for news. You go there for insane social justice activism, don't you? Taxpayer funded, of course. So let's get to that. First of all, Russell T Davies starts building for the Manchester LGBT Plus Centre. I don't know how many. They'll have to change the sign hanging off the front of that building every 2 weeks, because every fortnight there's a new fucking letter for the word soup that goes on the front. Again, in the 80s, when we just called it the gay community, to me that was a lot more inclusive. But everyone demands their own little letter, so crack on. Just make sure you've got a few million quid stashed for signage. Russell T Davies said they built a new centre. He created Queer as Folk, and he said it's under a mile from the gay village. Well, I've already got a village. What do you need a centre for if you've already got a village? It'll support an additional 50,000 people a year. It's going to be amazing. They said it was no longer fit for purpose. Now, what purpose does the building need to serve other than have electricity, an internet connection and a roof? I don't know how it's no longer fit for purpose. But he said, oh, it's amazing now. He said the original centre had been built with high windows and without a letterbox, with the idea of making users feel safe. But nowadays, those things have the opposite effect. Let's listen and see what amazing new facilities are provided by this specially made £2.4 million centre. Like, you need a special centre if you're gay. You definitely do. You can't just be gay like everyone has been for thousands of years. No, you need a special centre to do the gay.
In 2021, we'll be here for the opening of this place, and this will be just as vital as it ever was. The danger in thinking, oh, everyone's gay now. Gayness is way out in the open, and trans and everything's been discussed.
We don't think that, Russell. We don't. I've got no problem with the gay community, but I'm not labouring under the delusion that absolutely everyone is raving. I'm not. I don't think that. I don't see two old blokes playing dominoes in the working men's club and think, they'll be sucking each other off out the back soon. Doesn't happen.
And it's simply not true. You are still, if you could be 14, 15 in a big comprehensive school, you can still be terrified and alone and scared. And these places are places you can come for safety and help and support and friendship and laughter. And it's not just youth who are welcome here.
So like the gay nightclub or the gay disco or the gay bar. Just like that. And they're pretty good. I've been in plenty. I remember when I was drinking in Exeter one day, some woman came in giving out flyers. She had a very loud shirt on, short hair, should have guessed. And she said, "Here, give me a flyer, 50 pence a drink." As soon as she left, barmaid, "Don't want to go in there, mate." I was like, "Why?" She went, "It's a gay bar." I was like, 50 pence a pint in here, love. She went, "Yeah, but not really your scene, is it?" I was like, for 50 pence a pint, I'll fucking drink anywhere. I'd have a night out in the black hole of Calcutta if it was 50 pence a pint. Gay bar, 50 pence a pint, I would gobble the bouncers off. So don't worry about that. But, these things have always existed. You don't need a special centre. This is, like I keep saying, we're going backwards. I'm an old-fashioned liberal. These people are not liberal. If you're obsessed about having your own special places with your own specially made buildings, like you need a church or something, your special buildings where only the certain type of people are allowed in it, and you go on the telly constantly and bang the drum about how you have to have your own little special segregated place, that's not liberal and it's not progressive. These things have always existed. Hang out, make friends with people, go to pubs and bars. We live in very tolerant liberal times. You don't need to segregate them behind a wall. Go to the pub, be gay with your friends in the pubs in London. Nobody cares. Every time I go to a pub, I notice people are a bit effeminate. Some of them might be gay. I don't care. You go to pubs to meet everybody, to meet the black community, to meet the Asian community. You don't even think of these things. You just go to the pub, talk about whatever's on the telly, have a crack with anybody who's in there. That's how you make friends. That's how you get rid of wall. You don't do it by segregating everyone and building special little buildings for them. You know, what next? We'll have a gay centre, we'll have a black centre, we'll have an Asian centre, we'll have a Muslim centre, we'll have a straight white man centre, we'll have a cis-het patriarchy centre. It doesn't make sense. This stuff's counterproductive. Russell, you fucking idiot. We are going backwards, and that is a fucking fact. Next on the list. Australian surfer saves wife by punching a shark. I covered this because I thought it was amazing that the BBC covered it. This seems to me to be a very obvious display of toxic masculinity, isn't it? Punching a defenceless creature. Why do that when we shouldn't have to rely on toxic masculinity to rescue women from sharks? What we need to do is we need to teach the sharks to be more tolerant and progressive and not bite people. Teach them. If we just put some big speakers on Bondi Beach and blared out some fucking panpipe dreams, maybe send some speedboats out and throw tofu and soy over the side, maybe we could teach the sharks to stroke women's hair like Uncle Joe, and that makes them feel at ease and happy. It said man leapt from his surfboard onto a shark that was attacking his wife, repeatedly punching the animal until it let go. Fucking rock. Tough lads, the Aussies. She was airlifted to hospital with serious injuries in her leg. She'd been mauled by a great white up to 10 foot in length. Said this fellow paddled over, jumped off his board and started hitting it and got it to release her. Pretty full on, really heroic. Bystanders said bystanders rendered assistance and should be commended. They all did an amazing job, and the woman is now in a stable condition. Fucking strong effort, that, isn't it? For one, I'm outraged that this cis-normative, hetero, patriarchal scum resorted to violence when everybody knows tolerance is the way forward. Perhaps he could have stayed on his surfboard and stroked a ceremonial goat for a little bit, shook some prayer beads and chanted some mantras, and it would have left and swam away to join the dolphin community. What else have we got? Social media trolling affects almost a third of elite British sportswomen. Fucking almost a third. Surely it's higher. If it's not higher, they're getting treated better than anyone. Like, they're 30%. Is there anyone listening to this that hasn't been trolled on social media? That's a serious question. Anyone out there? You've never once had someone rip the piss out of you on social media. I get it 10 times a fucking day. I can't go an hour without someone calling me whatever. And most of it's not even political stuff, like, because I'm a centrist and I lean right on border controls, apparently that makes me a Nazi. But I don't get that very often. Most of it's just, scruffy, northern, mentally ill, sex offender, stuff like that. Anything that they think's going to offend you. It happens to everyone. Everyone. The fact that only a third of them are getting trolled on social media tells me, A, it shouldn't be getting covered by the BBC, and B, those lucky, spawny bitches are getting treated with kid gloves. Probably because most athletes are usually quite fit, aren't they, and attractive. So basically, they should think themselves lucky as usual. Women are the lucky ones. The whole fucking society treats them with kid gloves. And it's the exact opposite of what we get told. We get told having a cock is the best thing ever, and being handicapped with a gusset is fucking awful. But we all know it's true. We all know it's the exact opposite of what they tell us. We've got broad shoulders, we can take it. All the shit comes our way and we deal with it. Women, especially attractive women, are the most privileged people in society, and all the data backs it up. And again, you tell me, ladies included, if 5,000 people watch this video, I'll be amazed if one of them says, I've never been trolled. What's that? I don't even know what it is. No one's ever ruthlessly mocked me on social media for no reason, because it's so hard to call someone a twat with your keyboard, isn't it? No, that's never happened to me. Never. It is rare as rocking horse shit, getting trolled on social media. So these poor women, they're just victims of evil fucking men. And I remember this from ages ago on The Guardian. More men get abused than women. We know this. People are nicer to women. If my missus is out and her fucking shopping goes all over the floor, you have thirsty men running all over to help her. If mine fucking breaks, people laugh, go ha ha, like Nelson. Yay, Good job that washed down the drain, fatty. That's what you hear if your fucking shopping bag breaks and you're a man. Everybody knows this. Anyway, so yeah, these privileged women, apparently because 30% of them get trolled a bit online, and they're famous, so they get much more traffic than everybody else. Apparently, that means fucking the world's ending. Those poor bitches. Unless what we should do is we should invade the homes of anyone that's ever been cruel on social media. Take over the house at gunpoint, smash all of their PC, laptops and their devices with a fucking hammer, and then laser troll on their head, and then burn their house down. That would be the tolerant, progressive thing to do. That's what we should do. Until famous, attractive women never have to ever deal with any abuse ever on the internet. Ever. And we can never truly be free. And meanwhile, I'll just go and delete the last 40 messages that have arrived in the past 20 minutes calling me a fucking nonce, shall I? Said they get horrific abuse, sexist remarks, of course they do. It's scary, well yeah, because you're whinging. BBC Sport says it's got to strengthen its stance on hate speech. Blah blah. I was sent an image of a club crest full of ironing boards and told this was the team I should play. That's actually quite good. I would laugh. If that was my missus and she was a professional, she's good at golf. If she was a professional golfer, I guarantee she'd find that funny. And so, again, instead of pandering to them, we're doing more harm than good. We need to toughen them up. Toughening people up is good for them. Mollycoddling them's bad for them. Fucks up the whole life, makes them useless, sets them back years. Toughen up. It's all about positive mental attitude. I'll give you a good example. My missus' brother is a bit of a pansy. Raised in California. Bit soft, right? He was telling me his story with, tears in his eyes once. I was very uncomfortable. I'm a British man. I don't like to hear people cry. And he's like, oh, my dad was so corrupt me one time. He washed my mouth out with soap. I was like, fucking hell. Trying to be. When I was a kid, I remember my brother squaring up with my dad when he was about 13, 14. You get to that age where you think you're a tough guy and you're going to have a go. And he pushed him, like my dad come back from the pub and he was arguing because he had done, hadn't done his schoolwork or whatever. And my brother was like, come on in. And squared up with him and he pushed him. And my dad took a few steps back and then he went, fucking hell, what's that there? And pointed at his shirt. And my brother went, huh? And when he looked down, my dad just went, ugh, and fucking lamped the cunt, stuck the nut on him, dropped him like a bad habit. At the time, it wasn't funny. I was like, my dad's just fucking loafed my brother. And my fucking dad's got an head like a fucking water buffalo. Dropped him. But a couple of years later, we all laugh about it. And my dad's like, hey, you deserve that. We'll sit around the table in the pub together, the three of us, and we'll laugh about the shit my dad, or the time that he smashed the microwave off the kitchen floor because I bent the handle the wrong way around on it. And he said to me, if you fuck this microwave, I'll fuck you. Super aggressive, basically threatened to rape me. And didn't bother. These things don't bother us. Got the pub now, we laugh and go, haha. Remember that time Davey threatened to fucking bum my head off? Got over it. Toughens you up. This shit shouldn't be on the BBC. We're not doing these people a favour. You say it's words, get over it. Call them a fucking loser and get on with your life. No, I really do think this is harmful. To pander to these people, to expect people to be able to go through all of their lives. We're an evolved ape. We came from lowly origins. We have big adrenal glands. We're aggressive. We're superstitious. We're ignorant. To expect people to be able to just go through their entire lives and be treated with kid gloves and kindness constantly is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you're not helping them. Oh, look. 21% of sportswomen are worried. Worried? Well, we all worry. 78% say they're conscious of the body image. Who isn't? Blokes. Do men walk around going, fucking hell, I've got large nipples, but I don't care. We all have these. People worry. People have body issues. You don't make infographics and spend taxpayers' money informing the world about it. Get on with your lives. Toughen up. Fucking get a grip. God. Look at the shit statistics. Nobody cares. 4% have had an abortion because they felt a baby would impact their sporting career. Isn't that their choice? I thought they wanted the choice. Freedom of choice. Freedom of choice. Liberal. Let them pick. I agree with that. I'm not against abortion. But don't fucking whinge about it. If you make the choice, do it. Don't do it. I don't fucking care because I'm liberal. But don't fucking whinge. What do you want me to do? Make fucking Make the pole vault just as easy for someone that's 8 months pregnant. What do you want me to do about it? Get the abortion, don't get the abortion. But don't whinge because you parted your fucking whiskers for some geezer, he knocked you up, and really you don't give a fuck about children, you want to be an Olympic athlete. Do it. Go do it, I don't care. But what do you want me to do? Warp reality so that you can compete while simultaneously being pregnant and not being any heavier? What is that complaint even about? Fuck me. Total fucking drivel. Just, it goes on forever. Probably spent more time on this fucking victim statistics than they have in covering the fucking war in Iraq. Like, it's just bollocks. Anyway, I'll link it. Go through it, laugh your ass off. It's just deny reality, whine and whinge, cry on behalf of the most privileged, pampered people in society. Fuck off. Kamala Harris, what do black voters make of this historic pick? Well, they're not the Borg. They're not the Borg. I don't think black voters think anything of it. I think if someone happens to be black is a Trump voter, like Candace Owens or Kanye fucking West, I don't think they give a flying fuck what Kamala Harris looks like. If they happen to be very Democrat, I think they think it's marvellous because they've been indoctrinated to think all that matters is what you look like. Who gives a fuck what's in your head or in your heart? It just matters what your pigment is because I'm so progressive and tolerant and rational and sensible. What a pile of fucking shite. With 3 months left in election day, Kamala Harris has already made history. No, she hasn't. We had a mixed race president for 2 terms. This is old news. Are they going to try and pretend that President Obama didn't run the fucking free world for 8 years now? Why is this such a big story? It's already happened. It's happened ages ago. Get on with it. Not very liberal and progressive if you're just going to ignore fucking the past completely, is it? Peyton fought. She said she was a safe choice, but she's not my pick. Yeah, because she's a right-wing fucking cop. Probably. Akila Sellers. She's excited. But I know her history with prison reform is a little bit tumultuous. Whew, that is a fucking understatement to say the least, Akila. She is RoboCop with tits. KJ Kearney's an environmental justice activist, so I don't need to look him, see what he looks like, know what his colour is, or know anything else about him. I just need to know. If he's an environmental justice advocate, I know 100% everything what he thinks about everything. Everything. Because these people are every inch the ideologue. So I haven't started. We'll just go down, and I bet you I know what he thinks on everything. Prison reform, climate change, abortion, euthanasia, drugs, autonomous zones, defunding the police, Donald Trump, the Republican Party, everything. Because they're not like me or you or normal people that see all the data and make an individual choice depending on the issue. They are fully controlled by their ideology and they've been 100% taken over by it. So I know what he's going to say. I don't need to read it. But let's just see. I reckon it's going to be a fuck Trump, love Kamala. Let's have a look. Kamala's VP nominee, it's 100% going to make the race more polarised. When Obama was campaigning, they attacked his wife and she wasn't even campaigning. Yeah, alright. And they're all dead nice. Everyone's been super nice to fucking Trump's missus, haven't they? They haven't been calling her a fucking yo-yo naked slut for the last 4 years, have they? Mocking her for being foreign and have a funny accent. Weird that as well, isn't it? They don't like you mocking foreign people with funny accents normally. But if she's married to Trump, fucking call her what you want. Call her an illiterate Eastern European half-wit. That's fine. As long as you're married to someone we don't like. I can't imagine what it's going to be like. They're going to attack her. We've got to be a champion for her. The environmental justice portion of me is not jumping for joy, but it's not the worst. Of course it isn't. I'm happy we finally have someone that centres the issues that matters to me as a black person. You had Obama for 2 fucking terms. She'll be able to talk to Biden as a black woman. What does that mean? Again, who's the liberal here, me or you? What does that mean, talk as a black woman? I don't think black women talk in any certain way at all. I've met Republican right-wing black women. When I was living in Alabama, meet them in the bars. Fucking plenty who love Trump. So what does that mean? Talk as a black woman. What does it mean? You collectivist, communist, fucking racist bastard. I don't think they're all the same, or they all think the same, or they all look and act the same. But apparently this tolerant, socially liberal chap, he does, so have at it. She's one of the most qualified people to be vice president. She makes Joe look good. Can Kamala persuade them? What we're really saying is white America ready? I hope they are. You're not. White America, you've already had a black man in charge for 8 years. Won, done. Don't tell me white America's not ready. You can't keep using that as an excuse if she fails. Oh, it's because she was black. No, it's because she sounds like she gargles with whiskey and razor blades. She's annoying. She's a liar. She's got a rubber face. She fucks pensioners for a political capital. She's detestable. She's fucking got... She flip-flops more aggressively than any fucker. She flip-flops more than Bigfoot's flip-flops. She's just despicable and detestable the way she is. Out of everyone on their entire ticket, to me, she was the worst. The way she basically called Joe Biden a rapist when she knows he's not a rapist. I don't think Joe Biden's a rapist. When she said Joe Biden was a racist bastard, called him a full-on racist to his face. I don't think he's a racist. He's got his flaws, but I don't think he's a racist. She called him both of those things. Awful things to say, went all in. And then she's, oh, come on, Joe, let's do it. Because she wants to be the fucking VP. It's sickening. She is sickening. And they'll say, oh, it was because we weren't ready for a black person. Well, we had one. Everyone liked Obama. He was in charge for fucking 8 years. No problems. So don't be pulling that shit. It's trivially easy to disprove. Laughable. You've already played the black card. It's been and gone. 2 terms, gone. Forget about it. If she loses, it's because she's an absolute strumpet with a plastic face and a plastic fanny. Get over it. We'll do one more, shall we? I am absolutely hanging out. I'm sweating like Gary Glitter on the waltzers. A lot of kids on the waltzers, isn't there? I think so. Americans have no idea what I'm talking about at this point.
Competing to be attractive to men. We're competing to win.
You didn't ask for your opinion.
No, people that comment, no one cares. You care because you've commented.
It just actually hurts my head.
So I want to know how they're going to line this up with the fucking 2,000 word shit article about how social media trolling is the worst thing ever because poor old 30% of women have been affected even though 100% of fucking men have. I want to know how they're going to line that up, square that circle, with a bunch of gobby, sassy, cocky, arrogant women gobbing off on the camera telling us how much they're like so totally awesome dudes and sassy and you go girlfriend that none of it matters. Like, how they're going to square that circle? Do they care or do they not care? Pick one. Does it affect you or do you just want to be gobby and rub the men's noses in it? Fuck you, troll loser. Pick which is it? Tell me.
Like, just sport off.
If you don't care, move on. I don't go around saying I don't care about snooker.
It's fine that you don't care, but you literally wasted your time to show that you don't care.
Sportswomen should be able to do their sport.
Yeah, so they don't care. They care when they want to give you a sob story and blame the patriarchy. But when you see them talking about it in reality, they definitely don't care. Just like, ha, losers. Get a grip, loser. Bore off, yo. Well, all right. I'm happy to bore off. Don't fucking tell me it's awful because you felt like you had to get an abortion in a free country where nobody makes you get an abortion and you cry if people tell you can't get an abortion. How about that?
And not be told they're unattractive or they're irrelevant.
If
Everyone.
I go on YouTube and type in women's triple jump, it will be top 10 sexy.
I'm not being funny, love, but I can see why that would upset you. That's human nature. That's called jealousy. When people say, look how gorgeous fucking Brad Pitt is with his awesome six-pack and his manly jaw, I'm a little bit annoyed because I'm like, I wish I looked that good with my top off. That's all that is. Jealousy. Because fucking cowhead there has got a fucking bigger chin than Jimmy Hill. She looks like she could fight me and my fucking dad. So that's why she's pissed off. Not because they're sexist. It's just because they're really hot. If you want to go on a comment and go, whoa, that woman's really hot, that doesn't mean you're hating on cowhead there, does it? It just means you find another woman attractive. Is it now sexist to not want to fuck you? Is that, am I a bad person? If you're a woman but you've got forearms like Popeye and a fucking granite chin, am I an honourable bastard because I don't want to bang you? Fuck me.
Moments.
It's passed off as banter. I've had comment about like my breast size. Misogynistic, it's so disgusting. Reassess how you look at women in that.
It's not. Finding people desirable is just one of them things. They do it about men all the time. Remember all this shit? The 25 hottest men at the Olympics. What about this one? Cosmopolitan. That bastion of liberal tolerance. 36 of the greatest summer Olympic bulges. Like, look at that. Gallery. You can view the gallery. You can literally look at cocks all day long. Not even see a face. That's fine. These peens deserve the gold. Let's look at some dicks, ladies. Are you having a laugh? But men aren't allowed to say, whoa, she's got smashing baps. Like, what? The double standard's just fucking appalling. But only 10%. Why do you have to report it? If I'm out and I've been sexually assaulted before. It has happened when I was a young man and a woman grabbed my bollocks at the bar. I didn't have to report it. I just had to go, oh, she was a kinky bitch, and that was the end of it. What do you mean report it? Why do they want to report everything? Police everything, control everything. Someone says you've got smashing tits. Report it. Why? Report it to who? What law did they break? How long should we give them breaking rocks in the fucking salt mines? What? It's crazy. Report it. How dare they not report it? People need to die for this crime.
In quite male-dominated spaces.
It's kind of perceived to be like the growing pains of being a woman in sports. Like, you have to put up with this stuff to get to where you want to be.
Even the people in an authoritative position were part of that banter. So I didn't feel I would really be listened to or taken seriously.
I wouldn't want to be seen as ungrateful or wasting a position that I've been given in a team.
If I would cause a problem, it would be like, oh, look, the one girl's making a problem.
I think even reducing them to being called little jokes or comments, I think, no, it's sexism and it's wrong.
It should just be a given that sportswomen can speak about their truths, about their experiences, and not face these issues.
There's just so many pressures for women about how we're supposed to look, and it's so...
What do you want me to do about it? What do you want me to do about it? Looking at all this cock. Look, there's a gallery. Cock. Hot cock. Actually, he must surely have a pair of fucking pusser's socks jammed down the front of his trunk, that fucker. Maybe not. Maybe I've just got a cock like a AAA battery. Look, just cock. Look at all this hot cock. No problem. No, you can get as much cock as you want on Cosmopolitan. You can look at the 25 hottest guys in the Olympics, but if you even dare mention that you find a woman attractive, you're a fucking monster. And if they feel bad because they have hang-ups that you can't do anything about, well, then you should feel bad as well. If Megan Davies doesn't think her body is the best body on fucking planet Earth, you're a fucking horrible cunt. Sort your fucking life out. Scumbag.
So unrealistic all of the time.
A lot of the things that we wear is actually quite different to the men's. And that can make our bodies be a little bit more exposed.
Listen, I don't want to listen to this anymore. Geezer birds, whiny birds, fucking self-loathing, cringing fucking shit. It's bollocks. And it's disturbingly authoritarian, isn't it? They want to control every aspect of humanity. Every aspect. They don't want to ever hear anyone tell anyone they're attractive. They don't want to ever have any hang-ups about your own body. Or else someone's being oppressed somewhere. It's disturbing. And Aldous Huxley and all of them, man, they knew it. They knew what was coming. Just everything about the modern era is fucked. No wonder everyone is completely off their tits. And we've got our state-funded broadcaster pumping this digital diarrhea out 24/7, 365 days a year. It is a tumour on the arse of society. Boris, get a grip, defund the BBC, get it done pronto. And that reminds me, they're on Twitter, like them, they're up to nearly 100,000 followers. We need to just push this through, get the fucking BBC cancelled. It harms women, it harms the gay community, pathologises people, makes them all victims. It's fucking awful. And don't forget, you can buy some Angry Bootneck merch, one of which is the marvellous Owen fucking Jones. My nemesis, not Osama bin Laden, the other one. Or also, this marvellous BBC Spews fridge magnet. Face desk. Just another day spent reading the BBC. Perfect for anyone of breeding and taste. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share the channel. And I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.